honor to have this man in our presence. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Chocolate himself, Jacques Torres. Give it up.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. Asti, she called me. She asked us if I will do a class. I never know what to do. And then when speaking with Asti, I said, look, I'm from Bandol, a little town in the south of France. Let's do something about underwater. I love and go get sea oceans, and I grew up on in that little town of Bandol, always, in love with the water. So I did an underwater, so 3/8 of an inch, and I put 3 on top of each other. So it was very flat. Then the technique is actually interesting. You take some chocolates and you put it on a small RoboCoupe, and then you mix it. So the chocolate is going to become pasty, not completely melted, pasty. So you take that with a spatula and you put it over, and with your hands you just shape the way that you want. And we also have little tools like that, and between those tools that are going to shave the chocolates and the pasty chocolate, you can give shape that you want. So you add some chocolate, you smooth it, then you scrape it a little bit, you keep smoothing it, and with a lot of love and a little time, then you will get, the anchor and all that. So we did the anchor, we did the wheel, then that's the wheel. So when I prep all that, I take a picture and I send it to Asti, to my wife. So what do you think? She said, I love the rope. I spent so much time doing that stuff. She said, I love the rope. She said, I hope you're going to show people how to make the rope. It's true, huh? So I made some white, we call that chocolat plastique in French. It's, we have the recipe for that, no?
Yeah.
Do you remember the recipe? In my head. 500 grams of chocolate, 80 grams of cocoa butter. How much syrup? 160 glucose or happy corn syrup, and about 80 grams of syrup. Temps pour temps, meaning as much water than sugar. Bring it to a boil. Put that on the mixture. Blend it together. Then you get the paste. Usually a little bit of the cacao butter come out. Ken hate to work with that. So he said, never work. It work, it's fine. So then you work it a little bit like an almond paste, and that's it, you have it. So what I did here, I make the paste. So you just roll the paste this way. If it's thick, you use a little bit of cornstarch. And there is a couple of ways of doing the ropes. One way will be to actually fold it, spin it, and you will get that type of rope, which is here on the right. Another way to do it, you see, Asti, I listen to you. You tell me to show, I show. Thanks God she didn't tell me show the anchor. Then I need Tina to change the time. Okay, so for that, take a knife and just give it a little texture, like that. And then you have what I put here. Okay, easy, simple, relatively fast to make. Okay, so that's for the base. Then when the base is done, then we need to start decorating. So what we did here, I need to show you those things because that's pretty cool. Jacqueline came to me with a piece of plastic. I have no idea where she found that. But the idea that she had is interesting because we use texture all the time, and we put that on top of bonbon. So she came to me, she gave me the piece of plastic, she said, Papa, can you make chocolates with that? You put chocolates on top, and then you make candy with it. So I'm thinking, where does she get that? You have how you call that? The DNA of chocolate, something, somewhere, you know? So I love it. So I did. I make some little pieces, and then we're going to glue that around. We're going to decorate the presentation with that. Good? Another thing is, Pierre love, you know where is the other one? The one, this one? Okay. Pierre love turtles. Oh yeah, this one, I like that one. So, I'm going to put a turtle just in the front here, because you love turtle. Whoops. Okay, let's put that one here, if I can. Okay, I will clean that after. Then, Asti, so look, if you put a turtle, you have to put... Oh, that's cool, Jacqueline. So, I have a mermaid here. So we're going to glue the mermaid certainly turn here. That's what I was thinking. So let's do that. And we have both of them. I think, yeah, if you want, Ken. It's okay here, Jacqueline? You good? That's fine? Okay, no problem. Cool, we have the mermaid. She's not pink, she has red hair. Okay, so as I go, if you have questions about making the base, about making whatever, please ask. So this will help me to tell you the way we do things or what's going on. One of the things that one of the techniques that I love, and I love techniques. Techniques on what we do help us a lot. So I love techniques. I love to use things a little bit different than what's made for chocolates. So what we did, I went to buy some ice, and let me take a piece of that one here. Okay, just like that. Let's put it a little bit on the other side here. Yeah, that's good. So I take some ice, and I put ice on the bowl, and then we put some dark chocolates, a little bit of cocoa butter. Then we did the same with white chocolates, a little bit of cocoa butter, and we pour both of them. So that was like that. That was like that. So we pour the chocolates over the ice. You let the ice melt, and then you're going to end up with something like that, which look like a little bit of coral. You know, it's kind of a... So I love that because you don't have to buy a mold, you don't have to go to a professional store. You just make it with ice. So it's kind of simple, but it's a cool technique. So when we have that, I'm thinking, okay, what can we do with it? What can we make it? How can we make it a little bit more interesting? So we have I'm telling you, I love to use things that's not made for chocolates. So this is a duster, and this is a way that we find to color a lot of bonbons at once. You know, sometimes you take a little brush and you want to color them, and it takes too much time. So you put all the bonbons on your table and you do something like that, and you just go. I'm sure the first row is going to be golden at the end, huh? When you're going to take a shower tonight, you're going to have golden water running out, you know? Okay. You want golden hair? I swear I can do it.
He's very funny.
You like that, Pierre? That's cool, huh? Look. Okay, so now we have something that look a little bit like the coral. Okay, golden coral. I mean, come on, you know, this is rare. Only in the south of France. And then I have another little piece here. So I'm going to use it and put it a little bit higher here like that. So I still need that. Okay, Ken, I'm almost done. You can take over and finish the presentation. No. So you see, I always say, in what we do, you have to be a little bit lazy. Lazy in a way that if you see something that takes a long time and it's difficult, try to find a technique that's going to save you time. So I call that lazy. But in a way, you know, being lazy helps you. So not lazy that you're not going to work, lazy that you're going to find interesting techniques that are going to save you time. Golden gloves. So what do you think? You like it like that? It's good? Ken, I'm going to need you here. It's sticking. So let me put a little bit of white chocolate here. Okay, go ahead. By the way, the class that I do are not really for professional, you understand that. This is for home, a vocational chocolatier. I'm sure that we have a lot of chocolatier in the audience. This is not for them, okay? They know all those techniques. They did that before me, after me, during, doesn't matter. But those things here that I teach are more for a vocational. Thank you. Okay, so then what else? I make some fish. Sorry, we make some fish. Can you have a bit more gloves? Those are completely golden. Oh, we have some here. I don't like gloves. Gloves is I think, a false impression of cleanliness. I don't like to work with gloves. Usually we sanitize our hands. We need to wear gloves because it's the law and we do it. But man, you sweat, it's always difficult to work with gloves. So, fish. The technique that we use here to put the color, there is different techniques to do that, obviously. So you can spray color inside a mold. And that's usually what people do. They spray color inside the mold and then they're going to put chocolates over. If you put white chocolate, the color became more alive. If you put dark chocolates, that comes down the color. What we do, the technique that we use, actually Ken came up with that. He mixed food color, dry food color that will dissolve in fat, with powdered sugar. Is that correct? Yeah. With powdered sugar. So you mix 50-50, and then you have a color powder. You spray the mold with cocoa butter, and then with a little sifter, you sift that to different places. You let it will dissolve instead. You do that when the cocoa butter is wet. So the color dissolves right away. Let it dry, 10 minutes under a fan. Put another coat of cocoa butter, tempered cocoa butter, that's important. Then, when that's set, you're going to fill it with chocolates. I find that a lot easier, faster, and safer than spraying your mold. The mold doesn't get as dirty. Man, when you spray your mold with cocoa butter, they become so dirty they're difficult to wash. That technique is a lot easier. Maybe a little bit difficult to do at home, but you know, it's a... So that's the technique that we use to do some of those. And that's made with a cornet and you just paint whatever you want. So this is a different technique. This is not with the powder. The powder gives you that effect, which is, you know, quite interesting. By the way, Asti, I almost matched the color of your lips. Look at that. Look at my fish. You see that? Okay. So we're going to put some of those fish coming out here. That's nice, Ken. Can we do that? Okay, well, let me put a little white chocolate. So far, no question, we good? Pierre, you have no questions? You don't want to know anything? If you have questions, you ask me, okay? Do we look alive? Yes, question. Tell me, madam. Oui, madam. What is the spray? That's a good question, actually. I should tell you before. It's a spray. This way. It's a spray. It's a cold spray. So it's only one. It's a cold spray, and we use that when you do a class. When we want chocolate to set very fast, we spray the cold spray, and things set very fast. So I think you can use the chewing gum one, the one to remove chewing gum, but it's not safe. It's not food safe. This one supposedly is food safe. It's a lot of things not food safe, so we try to stay away from that. I'm sorry? Oh, it's cold?
What's it made of?
What is this made of? Can you see it? Can you see it on the back? After the demo, come take a picture of the label. I cannot know those things. I mean, come on, what do you think am I? Chef Rubber is a company that sells them. So call Chef Rubber and ask him, Chef Rubber, where do you get that name? Oh, they have a booth here, okay. It's an interesting name, Chef Rubber. I will not have the guts to call my company Chef Rubber. Sorry. Ken, you didn't prep the milk chocolates. And what's about this one here? Go ahead. Okay. So the only question is about Chef Rubber. You guys are kinky, Okay. So I'm just playing now. No, I'm just adding stuff to my little presentation here, and well, if you have any question, ask me. Otherwise, I'm just spending time with monsieur. That's a very good question, sir. Thank you. No, my finger can. So the seaweed are made with a cornet, a peppercorn, and you just, after 16 you start to tremble anyway. So you kind of move a little bit this way and put them on paper and draw them. And really, if you're a diver, it looks like that. It looks very, and I think it's because there's less gravity underwater, so things grow differently. Yes, they move, so I love it, so we kind of represent that. Then I have some little fishy here that, can you do that maybe? You put the fishy coming out of the coral. Is that something that you will do, Ken? What is the top? The top is here. Okay, so I have some red one, I have some seashell, I have some fishy. Pierre, you okay with that? Oui, oui. You have a question? Yes, go ahead. Jacques Torres chocolate, I mean, come on! No, look, I will say that any quality chocolates work well. Now, the question is interesting. Actually, I love that question. Let me tell you. You're opening a can of worm here. Cookies. When you make cookies, usually you buy those little pieces of chocolates. Okay, I actually did that. The first time that I didn't grow up with cookies. I don't know how to make cookies. My customer want cookies. So, coming from France, what do? I went to the grocery store. I buy a box of Toll House little cookie, the chocolates. I buy that. I bring that to the manufacturer. I open the box. I trash the chocolates. but I keep the recipe on the back. And why? It's because I realized that when you make cookies with that, the chocolate doesn't melt. So imagine now, you put chocolate inside the dough, you put that dough inside the oven at 350 degrees. And 20 minutes, 25 minutes later, you take it out, the chocolate didn't melt. So you have to ask yourself a question, what happened to that chocolate when you go through my stomach? At what, 90 degrees, 96, 95, I don't know exactly, 95, 96. So that stuff doesn't melt. At 350, it's not going to melt in your stomach. So why are you going to use that? So I like a chocolate with enough cocoa butter that when you bake with it, it's going to melt in the oven. Chocolate is made to melt, no? So I like when the chocolate melts. So you have to use a chocolate rich enough in cocoa butter. What's the what? So usually you're not going to find that. The question is, what is the percentage of cocoa butter in the chocolate? You will never find that into a label. But if you taste the chocolate and you let it melt, it's going to melt completely. You're not going to have that pasty texture at the end of melting. That means you don't have enough cocoa butter. If you have enough cocoa butter, chocolate is going to disappear and you want another piece. So buy a chocolate rich enough in cocoa butter, taste it. If it's good, if it melt well, then use that chocolate. It's better if you use mine, but listen, whatever you can. Okay, so let's keep putting some fish chicken. You're supposed to put the fish here. You did nothing. You just listened to me. We're supposed to be a team here. Asti, Jacqueline, next time I take you as my assistant, okay? Oui. Question, yes. Oui, madame.
You willing to do this from scratch in 2 hours?
No. Can I do that in 2 hours? No. Okay, let me rephrase that. Now that I make it once, my guess is I will come very close to it in 2 hours. Why? Because I already know all the little problems. Now, the first time you do it, then you have to resolve some of the problems. So that's where it's pretty difficult. The second time, I promise you, the second time you go a lot faster. So in 2 hours we'll come very, close to it. But Ken is always helping me too. So that's, we go faster, 2 people. Okay, what are we doing now? Oh, are you walking now? Don't forget there is some here. So I love those things here. That's a very, the movements. I love movements. And underwater, things move with the current, the wind, and everything. So let's put some of those here. You understand? The chocolate is setting, huh? So when you glue something, if you move it up and down like that, you see what I'm doing here? It's usually holding pretty fast. Usually it's holding pretty fast. And if it doesn't hold, you call Ken. No, it's holding. Ken, you put white chocolate on Jacqueline's thing here. Jacqueline. After the class, you can kick him, okay? Cannot believe it, dirty your chocolate. I'm sorry. A few weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, we went skiing with Jacqueline and Pierre, and so we're skiing all together. Pierre is taking a class, and I'm skiing with Jacqueline, and that's a third time skiing. So I'm careful, and I see someone coming behind us full speed, and the guy has no control, the stick up. So I grab Jacqueline, and I'm scared. He passed too close of us, so we fell. But we didn't hurt ourselves, we just fell. So right away, Jacqueline, bing, she got up fast. Me, I'm like a turtle, with the ski, and I cannot get up. So I tell her, I say, Jacqueline, you wait for me now. Yeah, papa. Phew. She left. And now I'm worried. There is tree, there is people, and I cannot see her anymore. So I need to remove my ski, I put them back, and I go fast as I can to catch her. And then after a turn, I see her on the side, stop, waiting for me. So I go around, I stop next to her, and she look at me, she say, Papa, you like a turtle, you're slow. Jacqueline, that was not nice. I was so scared, you know? I lost my daughter. So, again, underwater is full of color. So, a little bit of white chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever color you have, and then you just do some little things like that. It's easy. Remember, underwater is moving all the time, so those things are bringing nice color and, whoops. Go ahead, Karen. No, my finger. Thank you. And I love that underwater things grow everywhere. If you ever see the old boats or old rocks, or things grow everywhere. It's like on Earth where things need ground. So when you duplicate that, then it's fun because you can put plants everywhere. Other questions? No? Ah, we have a question here. Will we? I need a relay to her. What's my favorite? What? My favorite things to make out of chocolate is the first time that I do something. Because the second time I get bored and I need to do something new. So I like to do what we call R&D, research and development. I love that. I love to play with chocolates. You know, how lucky am I? I play all day. Is that cool? I'm sorry? Yes, one more here. 1 second, Ken, I'm coming. What time is it? The next demo is cancelled, Tina? That's not fair. That's not fair. You see that? I know Tina for like 30 years, something like that, you know. It's funny. Anyway. Okay, one more time, Ken. Every time we do a demo, we put a clock somewhere, so I know what's going on. There is no clock here. What is the clock? Oh, Tina. Oh, it's 1? What time we start? 30? So 30 minutes. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, go ahead, Ken. Oui, madame. What inspired me to what? To start with chocolate? That's also a good question. Okay, so I am a pastry chef by trade. Chocolate is not my specialty. Chocolate became my specialty for the last 25 years. Oh yes, we are 35, my company is 35 years. Asti is working. That's what I said, 25. He doesn't speak English anymore. 25 years. What's 35? Oh yes, you're right. Okay, I'm in US for 35 years. The company is 25 years. Is that correct? Okay, good. So 25 years that we make chocolate at Jacques Torres Chocolates. When I was working at Le Cirque as a pastry chef, and I don't know, I need a change. I arrived to a point where I'm thinking, okay, I want to open a business, but what? I can do pastry, I can do wedding cake, I can do petit four, I can do ice cream, I can do chocolates. Which one? So I'm thinking chocolate is cool because you don't have to get up early. And chocolate is cool because you can mechanize. You know, you have those big machines that make the chocolate for you pretty much. Pretty much. Let's say you can mechanize chocolate making more than pastry. Pastry is, you have to get up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning, you open at 7, 8 o'clock, the store needs to be full. I mean, it's a lot of work. So I'm thinking, okay, let's start chocolates. So we start chocolates. Because I had a name in pastry, we start to make some pastry every Saturday. We have a nice counter of pastry, and people start coming to the store, and the store was very successful. And then we open another store, and then we open another store. We arrived to a point where we had 9 stores in New York. I didn't want to travel, so we opened all the stores next to each other. And then eventually we settled for 7 stores. And then COVID happened. We lost almost everything. So it was a hard time for us. But we keep 2 stores, one in Dumbo, the original, and one in Grand Central Terminal. So now we became more online. Everybody remember that one, okay, please. MrChocolate.com, MRChocolate.com. So if you need chocolates, MrChocolate.com. So that's why I start chocolate, thinking, okay, let's see what's happened. The crazy thing is, I know nothing about business. I know nothing about running a business. I know nothing about all that. But this is the way that we start Jacques Torres Chocolates, and that was in Dumbo. So that's 25 years ago. Shit. Okay. That answer your question? We good? Okay, perfect. What about this one, Ken? Here, because I make it dirty here. You want this one because you made it? Yes, I know. Oh, you like this one? This one I made it. Okay, fine, I'll put this one. But you break them. Yes, another. It's broken. I tell Ken it's broken. He say, yeah, some corals are broken too. No, I cannot use it. Okay, I use yours. Yes, but yes. Tell me. I don't know. What's up? I don't know. Look, when you do television show, your last show is always your last show. So now we are waiting until they call us and they say, let's do more Nailed It. I love to do Nailed It. Everybody know Nailed It, the show? It's cool, huh? I love it. So I have a lot of stories about Nicole and I having fun during the show. I cannot disclose that here. We have kids. But okay, I give the credit to Asti because I don't like reality show. It's too much drama. People cry. It's too much drama. So I say, okay, I don't want to do a reality show. I was on TV Food Network and on PBS before, so I get this opportunity, and Asti say, okay, you can do a show with Netflix. It's called Nailed It. And I say, Asti, I don't want to do reality show. It's too much drama. And Asti told me, she said, Jacques, actually, this show looked fun. It looked like there is no drama with that show. So I say, okay, let's see if we can maybe do it. So I had to fly to Los Angeles, and very interestingly, when I went there, I meet Nicole, the producer, and the next day we shoot. I didn't know Nicole before. So I am next to this lady, Nicole Bayer. I don't know her, and we start the show. And I realize how fun she is. She's a comedian, and she's a comedian targeting adult and adult subject. So the fun thing is she's making jokes all day. It's her, it's Nicole. She doesn't stop to make jokes. And we shoot usually for 8 hours. That's the time that you shoot. But we end up shooting 12 hours because she makes so much jokes that we have to retake and retake and retake. But I love it. Nicole is so much fun, and I love to do the show with her. So it's really, it's an interesting show. So, let's do a golden shot, a golden. Look at that! Is that amazing? Asti, when you want a bracelet or what in gold, I have a solution for you. Even if it's plastic, I can do so. Look, it's nice.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Yes, question. Oui. To my left. Yes, sir.
I saw in a documentary that in Switzerland they're experimenting with making chocolate in a lab grown in the cells instead of using chocolates made artificially.
That we-
Have you tried that scene?
No yet, no yet. I mean, they do that with meat. They do that with a lot of things now. You know, grow in the lab. Look, we have a problem with the. Do you know the price of chocolate lately? It's crazy. Cocoa went from $2,500 2 years ago, about, all the way to over $12,000 a ton of cacao. I mean, it's crazy. 2.5 to 12.5. It's unbelievable. It went back down to what? 8 now, 7.5, 8, around that. I know with this question, these gentlemen know, but when you have that much volatility, that never happened in the past. This is the first time that happened. It's due to the climate change, and price of cocoa is all over the board. So we don't know. We try to buy a little bit more chocolates. We try whatever we can to keep our price reasonable, but we get hit in the other side with buying chocolate at a high price. So I'm glad that maybe one day there will be other solution, because it looks like it's pretty difficult to grow cacao. So with the climate change, it's pretty difficult. And yes, madam. My French pastry, my favorite French pastry to eat. That's a good question, because I love French pastry. I mean, of course. Look, I like simple. I like simple desserts. A good Napoleon, a good thin apple tart, maybe baked upside down with a nice vanilla ice cream on top, served warm. That's the type of dessert that I love. It's simple. You know what you eat. It's very satisfying. The vanilla ice cream with a lot of vanilla in it. That's another thing that crazy price, vanilla. So I love simple, flavorful, well made. A Napoleon that's baked all the way on the center. Take about 50 minutes to bake a nice Napoleon. But my God, when you bite on that, it's so good. So I love those type of desserts. Yes, madam. The chocolate shrink from the mold, and you can unmold it, or it's going to be snappy. It's going to be shiny. So it's called tempering chocolate. So there is no an easy or a difficult chocolate if it's chocolate. There is no easy or difficult. It's all the same. You have to temper your chocolates. When it's tempered, then it should work. Now, something that's maybe a little bit easier is to use a compound, meaning some type of chocolate that doesn't contain cocoa butter. It's not real chocolate, but it's easier to work. The problem with those products is that most of the time, the chocolate will not melt at body temperature. It will melt at a higher degree. So when you eat the chocolate is going to melt, the fake chocolate is going to melt, but going to coat your palate with that waxy feeling. That's why we say, oh, this chocolate is waxy. There is no wax in chocolate. It's just that the feeling that you get. So it's no real chocolate, it's a little bit waxy. If you use cocoa butter, real chocolate, the chocolate is going to melt completely, going to go down, and you have no waxy feeling or in your throat. So that's why I love to use real chocolate. It's not difficult or easy, you have to temper it. That answer your question? Perfect. Yes, madam.
Can you repeat the recipe for the chocolate?
No, I say my recipe one time, you didn't listen. 500 grams of, you ready? 500 grams of white chocolate, 80 grams of cocoa butter, 160 grams of syrup. Syrup is as much water than sugar by weight, and 80 grams of water. No, pardon, corn syrup. I don't even remember my recipe now. Corn syrup. Can never remember recipe, and today is the one. Okay, so that's it. You have it, 4 ingredients. Good.
Jacques, I have a question back here.
No question from you.
Not from me. For anyone that wants to go into either the chocolate or baking industry, what advice would you give them?
So the advice is, if you want to go in the chocolate industry, what was the path? Is that the question? Yes? My guess is education, school is always good. If you can get some type of education even before starting. Now, depending on what you do, I will say, give your time to a company that makes chocolates. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. Be sure that you love it. Then if you love it and you want to change career, go ahead. But try, because if you change career and you don't like it, it's unfortunate. So I will try, and then maybe, change career if I have to. Always settle for a good company. Always work with people who are serious and do good product.
All right,
Never settle for mediocrity.
I got another young man here with a
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
What is the first dessert you ever made?
Oh my God. Omelette? No, it's not omelette Norwegian.
That's not a dessert.
How do you call that? Vacherin. It can be a dessert. Vacherin can be a dessert. It's a meringue and ice cream, and it's decorated with whipped cream. That's the first dessert that I was making at home after starting in pastry. And my mom was very patient, because after me walking and doing those things in Bandol in that little kitchen, I remember to walk on the floor and the floor was sticky. So imagine. And my mom was very patient. She was very nice. She never told me don't do it. But that was the first thing that I did in the kitchen. And I was about between 14 and 15 years old. How old are you? 12. Very soon.
Hi. How did you and Ken meet?
I cannot disclose that, sir.
It's a long story for the ages.
25 years ago, I have that a lady that was working, that no Ken, I think he was working in Providence, and that lady came to us and said, I know this young gentleman is Japanese and he wants to work at Le Cirque. And she was so insisting that I'm thinking, no way that guy is good. She insists too much. So I tell her I don't want him. So time passed. Ken, my finger. So time passed, and then she insists so much that I have to say yes. So then one day Ken came from Providence, Rhode Island, drive I don't know how many hours, work for free at Le Cirque as an intern. So it was, I don't understand why he was doing that, but he did. So we start working together, and Ken is very serious. He's very serious, so I realized he's serious about his career. And one day, that's a funny story, one day he come to me and say, ice cream machine is broken. I said, so what? He said, we have no ice cream. I said, what do you mean we have no ice cream? Take the mix, go out, find an ice cream machine, ask someone to run the ice cream, come back. Okay. So he take the mix and he get out of the kitchen at Le Cirque on 65th Street between Madison and Park and start to walk in the streets of New York with the ice cream mix looking for an ice cream machine. And then he went to whatever restaurant that he find, can I use your ice cream machine? Someone said yes. He spilled the ice cream and he came back with the ice cream. Okay, now we have ice cream. It's a true story. So that day I realized, wow, he's dedicated. He's dedicated. So Ken went from a non-paid intern to someone who start to pay, not that much, but and then I need a sous chef. Ken became a sous chef. Then eventually I left Le Cirque, so I called Ken and I said, Ken, I'm going to open a chocolate company. You want to do it with me? And I was convinced, after all those years, he's going to say no to me. And he said, okay, I'm in. So Ken start Jacques Torres chocolate with me. And that was 25 years ago. Okay, look, I put enough stuff in there.
Do you have another question?
Yes.
From one pastry chef to another, how do you handle working with chocolate in the summertime?
I go on vacation in summertime. What do you mean? How do I work with chocolate in summertime? We go to Ibiza, we go to the south. Look, it's very difficult. If you don't have a good air condition, if if you don't take steps, it's relatively easy. I wish I should not say that because some kitchens are very hot. But if the chocolate doesn't have to travel, you might be able to find a way. The problem for us is that we have to ship chocolates. And shipping during the summer, oh my God, everything is next day. So if you ship in New York, it's fine. But if you ship in California, the price of shipping is more than the chocolate. So it's very difficult. The summer is very difficult. So we know that during the summer, sales going to go down because even someone coming to your store and buy chocolates, if they put that in their car, they might come back later and say your chocolate melted. And I will tell the customer, I'm sorry, I sent it to you when it was not melted. But so you try to be nice to the customer and give a little bit more. You find a way. But yes, it's very difficult, especially in New York. It's humid, it's hot. It's difficult to sell chocolate during the summer. That's why we start to sell ice cream. We have macaron, we have cookies, we have frozen hot chocolate. We try as much as we can. Did I forget anything? We have to go. Okay. Asti tell me, cut it off. So, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to work in front of you. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Wifey. Thank you, Pierre and Jacqueline. And remember to text Tina or email Tina, complaint about the time. She didn't let me work long enough. I'm sorry. And thank you very much to all.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
That was very good. He was so